Hello guys, now Joy. So today we are going to see about cardiac cycle. So cardiac cycle is one of the most complicated and toughest topics in first year MBBS of the subject physiology. So today we are going to simplify this complicated cardiac cycle into an easier format. So ನಮ್ಮ neuro based YouTube channel oda motive it's going to simplify the harder and difficult medical concepts into easier format. So now let's move on to the video guys. Let's not waste any more time. I will teach you cardiac cycle in a simpler way. So, what is cardiac cycle? First, cardiac cycle definition என்ன நம்ம தெரிஞ்சுக்கோம். The electrical and mechanical events that occur in the heart during a single heartbeat is called as cardiac cycle. So, first we are going to see about the basics of heart anatomy. So, heart is a muscular organ. It is located in the thoracic cavity between the two lungs. So, these are the lungs, and heart is located as a muscular organ in the thoracic cavity. So now we are going to see about the parts of the heart. Heart consists of an apex and a base. So this is the apex of the heart, and this portion is called the base of the heart. Okay. Now we are going to see about the coverings of the heart. First, heart is a muscular organ, so it is covered by coverings. The covering of the heart is called pericardium. Pericardium is of two types, fibrous pericardium and serous pericardium. So, heart consists of four chambers. So, this is the heart. It consists of four chambers. Now, let's going to see about the chambers of the heart. Heart consists of right atrium, right ventricle, and left ventricle. So these are the four chambers of the heart. So the blood from the right atrium enters the right ventricle through tricuspid valve, and the blood from the left atrium enters the left ventricle through bicuspid valve or mitral valve. So the blood from both the ventricles pump out of the heart through semilunar valves. These are called semilunar valves, through which blood from both the ventricles pump out of the heart. So now we have just seen the basic anatomy of heart. So now we are going to see about the valves present in the heart. So first valve is pulmonary valve. So to know about pulmonary valve, we need to see about double circulation of heart. So double circulation, it comprises of about both systemic circulation and pulmonary circulation. Now I am going to teach about double circulation of heart. So this is the right atrium, this is the left atrium, this is the right ventricle, and this is the left ventricle. So this is the body, and here comes the lungs. So first, the deoxygenated blood from the body enters the right atrium, and through the tricuspid valve, the deoxygenated blood enters the right ventricle, and through the semilunar valves, the deoxygenated blood enters and it reaches the lungs, and from the lungs, the deoxygenated blood get into oxygenized, so which is called oxygenated blood, and from the lungs, the oxygenated blood enters the left atrium through pulmonary valves. So through the left atrium, from the left atrium, the blood from the oxygenated blood enters the left ventricle through bicuspid or mitral valve. This is called as double circulation. Here, the circulation between the body and the heart is called systemic circulation, and the circulation between the lungs and the heart is called pulmonary circulation. So the next valve we are going to see about is aortic valve. The next is tricuspid valve. The next is bicuspid valve. The last is semilunar valve. So tricuspid valve. Through the tricuspid valve, the blood from the right atrium enters the right ventricle. So the bicuspid valve or the mitral valve, through which the blood from the left atrium enters the left ventricle. So semilunar valves are the valves that present at both the ventricles, through which blood is pumped out of the heart. Now we are going to see the diagrammatic representation. So this is the pulmonary valve, through which oxygenated blood from the lungs enters the left atrium, and this is the tricuspid valve, through which blood from the right atrium enters the right ventricle. This is the mitral valve or bicuspid valve, through which blood from the left atrium enters the left ventricle. Okay. Now we are going to see about the important properties of cardiac muscle. So we are going to see the properties of cardiac muscle. It has a mnemonic raised, RACCED. Okay. Rhythmicity, automaticity, contractility, conductivity, excitability, distensibility. So these are the important properties of heart muscle or cardiac muscle. So now we are going to see the important topic of this video. It is the electrophysiology of heart. So what is called electrophysiology? Electro, it is the electrical activity of the heart, and physio, which is the conducting system of conducting activity of the heart. Now we are seeing about heart. So electrophysiology means electrical activity and conducting activity of heart. So what is the definition of electrophysiology? Study of electrical activity of heart and its conducting system. This is called electrophysiology of heart. Now we are going to see about the conducting system of heart. The conducting system of the heart includes sinoatrial node. The sinoatrial node, if heart receives an impulse, the impulse from the impulse reaches the sinoatrial node, and through the sinoatrial node, how the impulse spreads to all the other heart tissue. So first the impulse reaches sinoatrial node and it reaches the AV node. How it reaches AV node? It reaches through internodal pathways. The anterior is tract of Batchman, and the middle is tract of Beckenbach, and the posterior is tract of Thorax. It reaches AV node. Through the AV node, the impulse goes to bundle of his. The bundle divides into bundle branches, which are further divided as right bundle branch and left bundle branch. And finally, the impulse transmitted as Purkinje fibers. So now let's see it is in a flow chart. Sinoatrial node. From the sinoatrial node, it reaches AV node through internodal pathways. So internodal pathways, tract of Batchman, tract of Beckenbach, and tract of Thorax. And from the AV node, it reaches bundle of his. Bundle of his. From the bundle of his, it divides into right and left bundle branches, and it finally receives as Purkinje fibers. So now we are going to see about the conduction velocity of various heart muscle fibers. So for the sinoatrial node, it is about 0.05 meter per second. For the internodal pathways, it is 1 meter per second. And the AV node, it is 0.05 meter per second. For the bundle of his, it is about 1 meter per second. For the Purkinje fibers, it is about 4 meter per second. And for the ventricular muscle, it is about 1 meter per second. So this is the cardiac conduction system. This is the electrophysiology of heart. First an impulse reaches the sinoatrial node and it goes to AV node. How it reaches AV node? It reaches AV node through internodal pathways. These are the internodal pathways. And from internodal pathways, it reaches bundle of his. So bundle of his, it divides into two branches, right and left bundle of branches. Right and left branches. So right bundle branch, left bundle branch. It supplies right bundle branch supplies the right ventricle and left bundle branch supplies the left ventricle as Purkinje fibers. So mechanism of cardiac electrical activity. So which is called the pacemaker of heart. Sinoatrial node, which is called as the pacemaker of the heart. So from the sinoatrial node, the it occurs the depolarization of atria. Depolarization means it's a relaxation of the atria. we are going to see about the depolarization of atria, systole of atria, depolarization of ventricles, systole of ventricles in the upcoming videos. So, which leads to depolarization, the relaxation of atria. So, now the impulse has to go to the ventricles. It cannot go directly to ventricles. So from the atrium, it goes to AV ring, AV node. So from the AV node, it reaches the ventricle. So the conduction velocity in atria is high, but in AV ring, it's about low. So the AV conduction is very low. So it is called as AV nodal delay. From the AV node, it reaches the ventricle, and that leads to the depolarization or relaxation of ventricles. And from ventricles, it reaches the bundle of his. It divides into bundle branches, right and left bundle branches, which leads to Purkinje fibers, and that finally leads to ventricular contraction. Thus, the impulse transmitted to the entire heart tissue. Thank you.